First word of Jesus on the cross. Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. Luke 23:34. Imagine this moment. Jesus is hanging on the cross, his back torn by whips, nails through his hands, people shouting, mocking, laughing. If it were us, we might cry for justice. We might ask God to punish them. But Jesus opens his mouth, and the first words that come from the cross are shocking. Father, forgive them. Not anger, not revenge, forgiveness. Think about it. The very people who nailed him to the cross, the ones who mocked him and laughed at his pain, Jesus was praying for them. And here is the powerful truth. That prayer was not only for the soldiers that day, it was also for you and for me. Every sin, every failure, every time we turned away from God, Jesus looked to the Father and said, Father, forgive them. So today the cross asks us one question. If Jesus forgave those who crucified him, who do we still refuse to forgive? The second word of Jesus on the cross is one of the most powerful words of hope ever spoken. Truly I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise. Luke 23:43. Think about that moment. Jesus was in unbearable pain, nails in his hands, blood on his body, breath leaving his lungs. Yet even then, his heart was still reaching out to save. Beside him hung a criminal, a man with a ruined past, a broken life, and no time left to make things right. He could not go back. He could not repair his mistakes. He could only cry out, Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Luke 23:42. And Jesus answered him with mercy, not condemnation, not rejection, but a promise of paradise. This is the beauty of the cross. It tells us that no one is too sinful, too lost, or too far away for the grace of God. Your past does not have the final word. Your failure does not have the final word. Jesus does. So if you feel broken, ashamed, or forgotten, remember this. One moment of true faith opened heaven for a dying thief. And that same Jesus is still able to save, restore, and give hope today. The third word of Jesus on the cross, a picture of deep, selfless love. Woman, behold your son, behold your mother. John 19:26-27. In the middle of unbearable pain, when every breath cost him suffering, Jesus was not thinking about himself. He looked down and saw his mother, heartbroken, helpless, watching her son die. And in that moment, Jesus made sure she would not be alone. He entrusted her to John, providing care, protection, and love. What kind of love is this? A love that forgets its own pain to care for someone else. A love that provides even while suffering. A love that never stops giving. This word reminds us, God sees your pain. He sees your family, your struggles, your silent tears. And He is a God who provides, even in your darkest moments. If Jesus could care so deeply while hanging on the cross, how much more will He care for you today? You are not forgotten. You are not alone. His love is still covering you, still guiding you, still making a way. So let this word challenge us to love more, to care more, and to stand for our family even in difficult times. The fourth word of Jesus on the cross is one of the deepest cries ever spoken. My God, why have you forsaken me? In that moment, Jesus was not just feeling pain in His body. He was carrying the weight of the world's sin. For the first time, He experienced separation, the silence, the darkness that sin brings. The one who knew no sin became sin for us. Think about it. Jesus felt abandoned so that you and I would never have to be. He took our place. He bore our shame. He entered our darkness so He could bring us into His light. There may be moments in your life when you feel alone, when heaven feels silent, when your prayers seem unanswered. But this word reminds us, you are not truly forsaken because Jesus was in your place. Even in that cry, Jesus said, my God. That means even in the silence, He held on to faith. Even in the pain, He trusted. So when you feel broken, don't give up. When you feel abandoned, hold on. Because the same God who heard Jesus will hear you, and the same cross that looked like defeat became the greatest victory. The fifth word of Jesus on the cross, I thirst. John 19:28. Just two simple words, but they carry a depth we often miss. Jesus, the Son of God, the one who turned water into wine, the one who said, "Whoever drinks of me will never thirst," is now hanging on the cross. And he says, "I thirst." Think about that. The creator of the oceans is now longing for a drop of water. His lips are dry. His body is broken. His strength is gone. This is not just physical thirst. This is the weight of suffering, the cost of our sin. He became empty, so we could be filled. He endured thirst, so our souls would never be dry again. And today, many of us are thirsty, not for water, but for peace, for love, for purpose. Here is the truth. Only Jesus can satisfy the deepest thirst of your soul. He felt thirst on the cross, so you would never have to live empty. So today, ask yourself, what am I really thirsty for, and where am I trying to fill it? Come to Jesus. He is still the living water. The sixth word of Jesus on the cross, it is finished. John 19:30. Listen to those words, not as a cry of defeat, but as a declaration of victory. Jesus is on the cross. His body is broken. His breath is fading. And with what strength he has left, he speaks, "It is finished." Not "I am finished," not "I failed," but "it is finished." Think about that. Every prophecy fulfilled, every sin paid for, every barrier between you and God removed, the work of salvation complete. In that moment, Jesus didn't lose the battle, he won it. The price for your sin was fully paid. The guilt you carry, the shame you hide, Jesus looked at it all and said, "It is finished." So why do we still live like it's not? Why do we carry what he already carried? Why do we hold on to guilt when he already paid the price? Today, the cross is reminding you, you don't have to earn God's love. You only need to receive what Jesus already finished. Let that sink in. Your past is not your prison anymore. Your guilt does not define you. Your debt has already been paid in full. You don't have to strive for acceptance. You are already loved. It is finished. The seventh and final word of Jesus on the cross. Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. Luke 23:46. This is the final moment. Jesus is hanging on the cross. His body is exhausted. Every breath is a struggle. Darkness has covered the land. And then, with calmness, not fear, not panic, he speaks his final words. Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. Think about that. After all the pain, after all the suffering, Jesus doesn't hold on to life in fear. He trusts. He places everything, his life, his breath, his future, into the hands of the Father. This is not the voice of defeat. This is the voice of complete surrender and perfect trust. And here's the question for us today. When life feels out of control, when pain is heavy, when you don't understand what's happening, can you still say, Father, I trust you? Because true peace is not found in having control. It is found in surrendering to the one who is in control. Jesus showed us how to finish well, not with fear, but with faith. So today, let go. Trust him. Place your life in his hands. Type Amen and subscribe for more.